Hey guys, I got a question on my page just asking about pre and post workout nutrition and carbohydrates. It's got a link to a video that I'll post down below. It says, "Hey Brian, just 1 minute in, Lex here says that he has Pop-Tarts and blueberries pre-workout. You say to keep insulin levels low in pre-workout meals. Is it just an individual thing for you that you don't eat high sugar foods in your meal before training?" Basically, I personally don't eat high sugar foods or spike my insulin levels before I train. There's a couple of reasons for this. If you're trying to use body fat as an energy source, you don't want insulin or sugar in your bloodstream because your body will use that as energy. Basically, your body's forms of energy is it will use glucose from carbohydrates. When you eat carbohydrates, your body converts it into glucose. Regardless of speed, all carbohydrates get converted into glucose, and your body uses that for energy. It's got different ways of making energy. For example, if your carbohydrates are low, people follow a keto diet, which basically means you have zero glucose in your system. Your body uses ketones as its energy source. It'll also use fats, and it can use protein by glucogenesis, where it breaks down protein and uses that for energy. But you don't want this to happen because you want that protein there to rebuild muscle and speed up your recovery. So basically, people, depending on your goals, would decide on whether you use carbohydrates pre-workout or simple sugars pre-workout. If performance is your main objective, for example, if you are playing at a high level in sport, you may want to take those sugars and simple sugars on before you train or before you put on you play a game, and you'll also be sipping on drinks that will keep your insulin levels spiked. So people that drink on Lucozade Sport through games, glucose is the main energy source in this. It's giving you that glucose as energy, so you're burning that for fuel. Personally, my goal at the minute isn't for performance. It is obviously to a degree, but I feel once you've got carbohydrates in your system, or if I'm going keto, my body will use those ketones for energy. I can get my energy source from that. If you're trying to drop body fat and just look aesthetic in the best way you can look, unless you have a super fast metabolism, I would recommend probably not using a high sugar food or spiking your insulin levels before you train. Otherwise, if it's performance based, then it's worth considering using Lucozade Sport, using simple sugars